It was a peaceful morning in Villeneuve. The sun peeked over the hills, and the sky was painted with soft pink clouds. Birds chirped sweet songs, and the smell of fresh bread filled the air. Belle, as always, was reading a book. She sat near the village fountain with her nose buried in a story about brave pirates and hidden treasure. But as she turned the page, a strange breeze lifted the edge of the book. The wind whispered something. "Follow the forgotten," it seemed to say. Belle looked up. No one else seemed to hear it. The breeze danced past her, and something small floated down an old paper, yellowed with age. It was a map. Belle picked it up. On the top, in faded gold letters, it read, "To the forest of forgotten stories." Her eyes lit up. A forest where old stories go. "I have to see this." Belle packed a small satchel. She included a journal, 2 sandwiches, a bottle of water, and a tiny lantern. She also brought her favorite pencil just in case she found something worth writing down. She followed the map through the village and across the green hills. Soon, she reached the edge of the forest. The trees were tall and quiet, their leaves shimmering slightly, as if they were hiding secrets. With courage in her heart, Belle stepped inside. At first, the forest seemed ordinary. But as she walked deeper, strange things began to appear: floating pages, whispering bushes, and trees with carved titles like The Tale of the Lost Moon and The Dragon Who Forgot How to Roar. Belle gasped, "Are these stories?" Suddenly, a soft voice called out, "Are you here to help us?" Belle turned to see a tiny creature no taller than a book. It wore glasses and had a coat made of paper. "I'm the Storykeeper," it said proudly. "And these are the forgotten stories." The Storykeeper explained that some stories are loved and remembered, but others are forgotten before they are finished. They come to this forest to wait, hoping someone will find them and bring them back to life. But without readers or writers, he said subtly, they fade away. Belle knelt down. "Then I'll help." She spent the day walking through the forest, reading old tales and listening to unfinished ones. There was a story about a snowflake that wanted to see the ocean, and one about a frog who thought he was a prince but wasn't. Some stories were funny. Some were strange. Some made her cry. But each one was special. The next morning, the Storykeeper took Belle to the Ink River, a magical stream that could rewrite forgotten tales if someone believed in them. Belle dipped her pencil into the river, and something amazing happened. The pencil sparkled. When she wrote, the words came alive, literally. A sentence about a flying whale made a small whale soar across the sky. Belle giggled with joy. For days, she rewrote old stories, gave endings to broken ones, and even added new chapters to unfinished adventures. With each word, the forest grew brighter. One day, Belle found a tiny, dusty book with no title and no pages. She opened it, and the first page appeared. "This story belongs to the one who believes in every tale." Belle smiled. She realized this book was meant for her. She began to write not just stories from the forest, but her own story. A story of a girl who loved books so much, she gave forgotten stories a new life. As she wrote the last words, the forest lit up with golden light. The trees whispered with happiness. The Storykeeper bowed. "You have saved the stories," he said. "You are now a keeper of tales." When Belle returned to Villeneuve, she brought the magical book with her. Every evening, she added a new story to it. And every morning, she read to the children in the village square. What they didn't know was this. Every time someone smiled at her story, a forgotten tale in the forest found its ending. And every time someone imagined a new world, the forest of forgotten stories grew a little stronger.